Technology responsible use. Technological resources, including computers, other electronic devices, programs, networks, and the Internet, provide opportunity to enhance instruction, appeal to different learning styles, and meet the educational goals of the board. Through the school system's technological resources, users can observe events as they occur around the world, interact with others on a variety of subjects, and acquire access to current and in-depth information. Use of technological resources should be integrated into the educational program. Technological resources should be used in teaching the Common Core state standards and in meeting the educational goals of the school board. The curriculum committee should provide suggestions for using technological resources in the curriculum guides in accordance with any administrative regulations developed by the superintendent. Teachers are encouraged to further incorporate the use of technological resources into their lesson plans. The superintendent shall ensure that school system computers with Internet access comply with federal requirements regarding filtering software, Internet monitoring, and Internet safety policies. The superintendent shall develop any regulations and submit any certifications necessary to meet such requirements. A. Requirements for use of technological resources. The use of school system technological resources, such as computers and other electronic devices, networks, and the Internet, is a privilege, not a right. Before using the Internet, all students must be trained about appropriate online behavior. Such training must cover topics such as cyberbullying and interacting with others on social networking websites and in chat rooms. Anyone who uses school system computers or electronic devices or who accesses the school network or the Internet at an educational site must comply with the requirements listed below. All students and employees must receive a copy of this policy annually. Before using school system technological resources, students and employees must sign a statement indicating that they understand and will strictly comply with these requirements. Failure to adhere to these requirements will result in disciplinary action, including revocation of user privileges. Willful misuse may result in disciplinary action and/or criminal prosecution under applicable state and federal law. School system technological resources are provided for school-related purposes only. Acceptable uses of such technological resources are limited to activities that support learning and teaching. Use of school system technological resources for commercial gain or profit is prohibited. Under no circumstance may software purchased by the school system be copied for personal use. Students and employees must comply with all applicable board policies, administrative regulations, and school standards, and rules in using technological resources. All applicable laws, including those relating to copyrights and trademarks, confidential information, and public records, apply to technological resource use. Any use that violates state or federal law is strictly prohibited. No user of technological resources, including a person sending or receiving electronic communications, may engage in creating, intentionally accessing, downloading, storing, printing, or transmitting images, graphics, including still or moving pictures, sound files, text files, documents, messages, harassing, or considered to be harmful to minors. Users of technological resources may not post information that could be disruptive, cause damage, or endanger students or staff. Users of technological resources may not send electronic communications fraudulently, for example, by misrepresenting the identity of the sender. Users must respect the privacy of others. When using email, chat rooms, blogs, or other forms of electronic communication, students must not reveal personally identifiable, private, or confidential information such as the home address or telephone number of themselves or fellow students. In addition, school employees must not disclose on the Internet or on school system websites or web pages any personally identifiable information concerning students, including names, addresses, or pictures, without the written permission of a parent or guardian or an eligible student, except as otherwise permitted by the Family Educational Right and Privacy Act, FERPA, or Policy 4700. Student records. Users also may not forward or post personal communications without the author's prior consent. Users may not intentionally or negligently damage computers, computer systems, electronic devices, software, and/or computer networks. Users may not knowingly or negligently transmit computer viruses, self-replicating messages, or deliberately try to degrade or disrupt system performance. Users must scan any downloaded file for viruses. Users may not create or introduce games, network communications programs, or any foreign program or software onto any school system computer, electronic device, or network without the express permission of the technology director or designee. Users may not change settings on technological resources without the express permission of the technology director or designee. Users are prohibited from engaging in unauthorized or unlawful activities such as hacking or using the computer network to gain or attempt to gain unauthorized or unlawful access to other computers, computer systems, or accounts. Users are prohibited from using another individual's computer account. Users may not read, alter, change, execute, or delete files belonging to another user without the owner's express prior permission. If a user identifies a security problem on a technological resource, he or she must immediately notify a system administrator. Users must not demonstrate the problem to other users. Any user identified as a security risk will be denied access. Teachers shall make reasonable efforts to supervise a student's use of the Internet during instructional time. Views may be expressed as representing the view of the school system or part of the school system only with prior approval by the superintendent or designee. B. Restricted material on the Internet. Before a student may use the Internet for any purpose, the student's parent must be made aware of the possibility that the student could obtain access to inappropriate material. The parent and student must sign a consent form acknowledging that the student user is responsible for appropriate use of the Internet and consenting to monitoring by school system personnel of the student's email communication and use of the Internet. The board is aware that there is information on the Internet that is not related to the educational program. The board also is aware that the Internet may provide information and opportunities to communicate on subjects that are not suitable for school-age children and that many parents would find objectionable. School system personnel shall take reasonable precautions to prevent students from having access to inappropriate materials, such as violence, nudity, obscenity, or graphic language that does not serve a legitimate pedagogical purpose. The superintendent shall ensure that the Internet service provider or technology personnel has installed a technology protection measure that blocks or filters Internet access to audio or visual depictions that are obscene, that are considered pornography, or that are harmful to minors. School officials may disable such filters for an adult who uses a school-owned computer for bona fide research or another lawful educational purpose. School system personnel may not restrict Internet access to ideas, perspectives, or viewpoints if the restriction is motivated solely by disapproval of the ideas involved. C. Privacy. No right of privacy exists in the use of technological resources. School system administrators or individuals designated by the superintendent may review files, monitor all communication, and intercept email messages to maintain system integrity and to ensure compliance with board policy and applicable laws and regulations. School system personnel shall monitor online activities of individuals who access the Internet via a school-owned computer. The end.